Welcome back, my name is Carrie, and today I'm going to show you this brand new prefab home that's literally just off the truck. But before we do that, let's have a look at how it got here. In case you missed it, earlier this week I was in Nova Scotia checking out a home that I've been a fan of for years, and with how everything played out, I think it might have been my lucky day. I managed to get all the footage I wanted of that home in a day and a half, and even had some time left over to check out a few of the local attractions. In my free time, I was able to hit a rope swing, eat more fish and chips than I cared to admit, check out a few lighthouses, take a long walk on the beach, and a dip or two in the ocean. I was all set to head back to the west coast until I found out one of the coolest looking homes sitting in the factory was ready to be delivered and would be heading out the following day. So if I stayed in the area longer, not only could I watch the delivery, but could tour the home immediately after it was set. Twist my arm. The only easier decision is more fish and chips and hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm. The home I'm talking about is the Salti from lloyoll Prefabs, and this was a real treat, folks, let me tell you. What I'm going to do is show you a stunning prefab home, including but not limited to the delivery and a home tour. To bring you up to speed, last week I made a trip over to Nova Scotia to check out lloyoll Prefabs, and as I was touring their facility on the South Shore, I found out they had a Salti Model loaded and ready to be moved. Turns out it was only heading about 20 minutes up the road, which was an unbelievable opportunity for me to get some footage of their delivery process and watch things unfold from start to finish. I was able to get a bit of a look at the Salti in the factory and will definitely sign off on the look of this thing. Compared to the Scally that I was staying in, the Salti has a more traditional look, but this thing is still an absolute head turner, and I was anxious to see the inside. The Salti models are finished with bleached cedar, and their tagline says, "Smooth and cool, kissed by the sun." A problem I was having earlier this year as viewers commented on my bright red face. I think I've got it sorted. I sat down with the founder of lloyoll Prefabs to find out a bit more about the home and what he expected on delivery day. Here's what he had to say. When I was walking around the factory at lloyoll Prefabs, I noticed that one of the homes was hooked up to a truck, and turns out it's taking off tomorrow, so I'm going to stop back to see that. What's the game plan with this house?
So we've got a Salti ready to go. There's been a couple of customizations. The clients have asked for an extra bathroom, so it's made the house 5 feet longer. And there's a second part to it, the Mud Pod 1.0. And so there's two pieces to ship. We've got a lot of inclement weather, and maybe we'll get a break in the rain. Maybe we won't. At this point in time, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna be delivering rain or shine. We don't have far to go. This delivery is pretty local, so we'll load the main house onto our own custom trailer. We're going through the village of Port Medway, a tiny little town that was laid out a long time ago. So since the streets are so tight and narrow, we'll be steering the trailer through the streets and down a narrow road, and then steering the trailer off of the road onto the driveway. Once we get there, there'll be a crane ready for us. The crane's going to pick the main house right off the trailer, set it on the foundation, and then we'll roll in right behind with the mud pod. That'll come off as well, same fashion. It's going to get stitched to the main house. In about 3 days, we'll be done. It'll be a two-piece home, fully finished, ready for our clients.
So you were kind of explaining a bit about this custom trailer that you've got. We've got the model right here, but for those who maybe haven't seen anything like this before, can you give us an idea of what we can expect to see tomorrow?
Yeah, so as rough as that model is, it still kind of captures the functionality of the trailer. We made this for our homes. Our homes are 18 to 24 inches taller than anyone else in the market. You'll notice the way this is set up, that the home represented travels in front of the axles, in front of the wheels. This allows us for that extra height. We can lift the home clear about 30 inches, or we can let it travel about 2 inches off the asphalt. Now we're really long, so our rear axles are a giant turning disc, allowing us to navigate tight turns, get around sharp corners.
Once the home is set onto the foundation, what kind of scenery are we going to be taking in?
This is always my favorite part, because pretty well every lloyoll prefab ends up somewhere awesome. And this one will be on the waterfront in Port Medway. You're going to be able to look out, and there'll be a lighthouse off to your left. There'll be an island front and center, and then a clear stretch of Atlantic off to your right, all southern exposure.
Can you tell us a bit about the Salti and this specific model? How many bedrooms, how many square feet?
This model, this Salti, designed specifically, by the way, for that high UV salt spray exposure. So the Salti's cladded in a Western red cedar that's got a pickling oil, like a tint to it, a bleach that ages very gracefully in that sort of setting where it's just going to get beat on by the sun and salt spray and even sand at times when the wind is high enough. This is primarily like a one large master bedroom and then another flex space that converts back and forth from social space to a bedroom. So it's sort of set up as a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with an entry. It has 640 square feet in the main module. The little lofts add another 200 square feet, and the mud pod adds another 100 square feet. So we're up almost to 900 square feet in total for the whole space.
Can you foresee any issues traveling through town tomorrow, or do you think it's going to be smooth sailing?
So physically we fit. The only issues that could potentially come up would be any mechanical failure. We need the steering axles. So we'll test them today. Again, we maintain and test them. And then the unforeseen also is other traffic on the road. So we've got to be very careful about pushing traffic back, about being very considerate and firm with oncoming traffic. I got to say, 99.9% of people are usually pretty excited when they see the house coming, and they're really cooperative. And, we usually have enough time to give them a little bit of an explanation, but lots of flashing lights, lots of high vis, and just kind of make sure that in those tight areas that we stay calm and keep everyone else calm, and we just kind of work through them as quickly as we can.
I'm excited to see it. Do you think I should wear a hard hat?
Well, I don't know if you can get one on that hair. I think we'd really miss that hair. And the truth is, there's not a whole lot of overhead hazards. The house falls on you. The hard hat's not going to do you much good.
Good point. The following morning, I packed all my crap and decided to wait for the home at the intersection mentioned because I wanted to see their custom trailer in action. I'm currently posted up in downtown Port Medway. This is the corner that Jonathan was concerned about when I was talking to him yesterday. So what I think they're going to do is take the corner wide, and they're going to cut into the left lane on both the main street coming into town and the street that they're going out on. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm 7 minutes into my big important stakeout, and boredom is becoming a factor. 10:38 cappuccino has been finished. I really want another one, but I also have to take a thick, so I don't know what to do. I'll probably just sit here. Something I always tell people when they're preparing land for a home's arrival is the space always looks big until you put a home in it. And that once again was the case. As soon as the Salti was visible on the street, you can really get an idea of how much space is needed to move a home. A lot of people haven't seen a home coming down the road before. Trust me. It takes up space. To get the home around the corner, the custom trailer was needed and allowed them to steer the back end of the home around the corner so they could continue up the road to where the crane was waiting. I've watched a lot of manufactured homes get delivered over the years, but the big difference there is the wheels are usually located somewhere under the back half of the home, which allows the home to follow the truck around the corner, and they don't require back wheels that can be steered. Lloyoll builds tall structures, so they have to be closer to the ground between the wheels, which is why I have never seen a system like this in person. It was fascinating to watch. By the time the home arrived at the property, the crane was set up and they immediately started getting the home ready to lift, which drew a small crowd of locals and tourists who were watching the home go through the air from the trailer to the foundation. This location was pretty amazing, but it doesn't really matter where it is. There is something special about seeing a home being lifted off a truck, moving through the air, and being placed on a foundation. Maybe it's just me, but I never get sick of seeing it. Well, we did it. Actually, I didn't do anything. I was just in the car eating pretzels. But they've got the home off the crane now. If you notice behind me, the crane is still here. And that's because about 90% of the floor space of this home was in one piece. And the final 10% or so is going to be in the form of a mud pod, which is going to act as an entrance for now and can be a way to add on future modules. If circumstances change, say family grows, then you can use that to connect two modules. You just order another one from these guys. They bring it in, set it up, and you can effectively double your floor space. When the home and the mud pod had been placed on the foundation and the crane was getting packed up, Jonathan and another guy from Lloyoll got on the roof to do a big reveal.
You tell us when.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Whenever ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Dang. The first full look of the Salti on its foundation overlooking the Atlantic Ocean was quite impressive. Depending on where your interest is, you could look out at the view, or if you're like me, you would have your back to the water looking at the home. The front has windows on both ends as well as right in the middle off the kitchen, so it doesn't really matter where you're standing inside the home, there are big views. For those looking for a more traditional look that still slaps, I think the bleached cedar with gray trim looks smart. Shortly after the home was lowered on the foundation, I was able to get up in the thing and have a look. It didn't disappoint. The biggest differences between this home and the one I was staying in are width, length, exterior decor, interior decor, and mud pod. So, a lot. The home I was in had a footprint of under 300 square feet and felt spacious, so I was excited to get up in this thing and have a look around, because at almost 900 square feet of usable space between the combined units, I was expecting a big difference. The mud pod is a nice addition because it's a space that allows the homeowner to transition from outdoors to inside. Entering into the main part of the home, the first thing that would normally be seen is the fireplace. However, the clients are musicians and will be using the space for their piano instead of a fireplace. From there, it's open to the kitchen, which has light cabinets, a white quartz counter, and a gray tile backsplash. The kitchen has an ocean view out sliding glass doors with windows above that equates to 11 feet from floor to ceiling. I can't say enough about the views out of this home. It was absolutely wild. Heading back towards the living space at the end of the home, they have a room in the corner that appears to convert between sleeping and daytime use, again with an unbelievable view of the water. Beside that space in the corner on the end, they have the bathroom complete with a walk-in tile shower, floating vanity, and Kohler lit medicine cabinet. The main bedroom is on the other end of the home. Keep in mind, at the time I was doing this video, there was no power to the home, so you can really get a sense of just how much natural light comes in during the day. Aside from the bathroom, additional light was not needed to do the tour. I don't think I can say enough about the views out of this home. Heading to the bedroom, the first door on the left is into the bathroom that Jonathan mentioned added 5 feet to this floor plan. The bedroom comes with built-in storage, a bed frame, a sliding glass door to access the patio, and of course windows to take in that view. The ensuite has everything that was in the main bath. Always nice to have a second bathroom. I know they took a lot of time on this design to make sure it's a great fit, and you can tell they love woodwork. This is one of the coolest prefab homes that I've ever been in. Have a look at this ceiling. Of course, I had to take a look up on the loft because yes, there are more views available from there. This day was an absolute treat. It's not every day I get to tour a home of this caliber, and combined with the delivery and the location, made for a special day. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Loyal is a prefab home builder on the East Coast with a line of high-end homes that they deliver all over North America. I was able to have a look around their factory, see some of the projects they're working on, and find out a bit more about who they are and what they're up to. So keep an eye out for that video in the next couple weeks. They have a lot of exciting stuff going on, and I feel like they're just getting started. So I'll be following along with what they're up to and posting updates right here on my YouTube channel. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.